Max Duraludon is making its Pokemon Go debut during the Steel Skyline Event, and by the end of this video you'll know exactly how to get this Pokemon, everything else the event has to offer, and the best tips to help you make the most of it. So the event does run from September 30th at 10 AM until the 7th of October at 8 PM local time. But what exactly does the event have to offer? Well, in order to unlock the bonuses for this event, we do have to complete global challenges, and the bonuses we can unlock are actually really useful. So to unlock these bonuses, we will have to work together to complete field research tasks and complete throwing based challenges, and there will be 3 tiers of rewards that we can unlock. The rewards for reaching level 1 will be additional candy and increased chance for Candy XL when catching Pokemon with nice, great or excellent throws. Getting to level 2 will reward us with an additional 5,000 XP from winning raids, and getting to level 3 will get us 1 rare Candy XL from winning in-person max battles. And more on how to maximize these bonuses later on in the video, but it is these max battles that will be one of the ways we can get an encounter with Max Duraludon. So for the max battles available during this event, in 1-star max battles we have Max Drillbur and Max Rookidee, in 3-star max battles we have Max Beldum, and in 4-star max battles will be the new Max Duraludon. You will also be able to get an encounter with this Pokemon through rare field research during this event, and it will be part of the rewards for the $2 timed research alongside Max Particles and Stardust. You can also pick up this $2 research from the web store as well, and you will get 3 additional golden raspberries with it. And remember, purchases from the web store do give you additional reward points, so you can progress Reward Road more quickly and potentially get extra premium items at no extra cost. And there will also be a free timed research available during this event, and it will get you 1 magnetic lure module, XP, Stardust, and event themed encounters. And in the wild, you will be able to encounter Alolan Diglett, Magnemite, Grimer, Alolan Grimer, Porygon, Aron, Bronzor, Trubbish, Clink, Axew, Togedemaru, and rarely Galarian Meowth, Skarmory, and Mawile. And for the raids, in 5-star raids will be Dialga, and there will be a raid hour during this event on the 1st of October at 6 PM, but it will feature the origin form of Dialga instead of the altered form. In Mega raids will be Mega Steelix, Scizor, and Lucario. And we will also have the debut of Mega Metagross during this event on the 4th between 2 PM and 5 PM for its own raid day, where Mega Metagross will be appearing on all gyms. Metagross will have a 1 in 10 shiny rate, it will know Shadow Claw when caught, you'll get 5 free raid passes from spinning gyms to do these raids, and the remote raid limit will increase, but more on this event in another video. But in order to know whether or not this event is worth playing, we first need to go through which event Pokemon are most worth focusing on. So Magnemite is a decent encounter if you want candy for Shadow Magnezone, which is the 9th best electric type attacker with Volt Switch and Wild Charge. And you can currently get Shadow Magnemite from the electric type grunt that says the line ready to be shocked. Aron could also be an option because Mega Aggron is the 14th best steel type attacker with Iron Tail and Heavy Slam. Bronzor, Clink, and Alolan Grimer don't have much meta relevance, but they are perma boosted shinies with 1 in 64 shiny rates. Likewise, Trubbish doesn't have any meta relevance, but it is a Stardust boosted Pokemon that gives 750 Stardust per catch. The candy may also be useful for G-Max Garbodor that is coming to the game at some point this season. Axew is a good encounter because not only will it help you get your Dragon Tamer medal, which is one of the most difficult ones to get because of how rare Dragon types are, but its evolution Haxorus is actually a decent budget Dragon type attacker, being the 16th best with Dragon Tail and Legacy Move Breaking Swipe. So if you don't have any other better Dragon types, then this is a good one to go after. And for the rare spawns, Galarian Meowth and Mawile don't have any meta relevance, but they are both perma boosted shinies with 1 in 64 shiny rates. For the max battle Pokemon, Max Drillbur is well worth picking up because Max Excadrill is actually currently the best ground type attacker we have for max battles. It's also a strong tank and healer as well. Max Rookidee is also an option because Max Corviknight is a decent tank in some situations, but more importantly, outside of max battles, Corviknight is one of the best Pokemon in the Go Battle League, being rank 1 in both the Grey and the Ultra League. Do note though, there is a 10-10-10 IV floor for Pokemon from max battles, so it would be easier to get PvP IV spreads from the wild, so maybe it is just worth waiting until you can find Rookidee in the wild to get a PvP Corviknight. Max Beldum is also a good option because Max Metagross is a strong tank and a decent steel type attacker for max battles, although its relevance as a steel type attacker has been lessened by the addition of Crown Zacian and Crown Zamazenta, but it's still a decent option for max battles if you haven't got access to those. And having Max Beldum is ideal because like all max Pokemon, you can place it at power spots to get some passive candy. This will be useful for Mega Metagross, which I will be getting into later on. Now for the new Max Duraludon, how good will it be in Pokemon Go? Well, it is a steel and dragon type. It has a max CP of 3468, an attack of 239, defense of 185, and stamina of 172. And it will have these fast attacks and these charged attacks. In max battles, this Pokemon has access to both steel and dragon type fast attacks, so it can be used as a steel or dragon type attacker with max steel spike or max Wormwind. As a dragon type attacker for max battles, it will be the 3rd best after Max Latios and Eternatus at the top. And it will be a decent steel type for max battles as well, but it will be outclassed by most others, including Excadrill and Metagross and the Crown Duraludon dogs. Being a steel and dragon type, it is only weak to fighting and ground type attacks, and it does have access to a 0.5 second animation fast attack Metal Claw, so despite its average defense and HP, it could be a decent option for a tank. Outside of max battles, as a raid attacker and in Go Battle League, it doesn't seem like it'll see much play, but do note it does have an evolution or Duraludon to come to the game in the future that could have relevance. Duraludon does also have a G-Max form coming at some point, so you might want candy for that as well. Being a 4-star max battle, Duraludon will most likely be a fairly easy duo, and I would imagine it will be soloable if you do have the best counters powered up and their max moves powered up. The best tanks for this battle will be Crown Zamazenta with Metal Claw, Max Blissey with Pound, Max Metagross with Fury Cutter, Max Corviknight with Sand Attack, and Crown Zacian with Metal Claw. And the best attackers will be G-Max Machamp with Counter, Max Excadrill with Mudshot, Urshifu Single or Rapid Strike with Rock Smash, Max Machamp with Counter, and Max Alakazam with Counter. And do note that the best method for soloing is to have 2 tank Pokemon and 1 attacking Pokemon, and use the tank in the normal battle phase to charge up the max meter, and then swap into the attacker in the max phase to use its max moves, and then swap back into a tank and repeat the process. Moving on to the raid Pokemon, for Dialga, it is the 11th best steel type attacker with Metal Claw and Iron Head, and it's ranked 20 in the Master League. And the Origin form is ranked even higher in the Master League at rank 10, and it's the 8th best steel type attacker with Metal Claw and Roar of Time. And it does have a chance of coming with this legacy adventure effect move Roar of Time when caught from these raids. Mega Steelix doesn't really have any meta relevance, but it is worth having access to if you haven't got it already, just in case you need to get extra candy for steel and ground types at the same time. And if you are looking to raid it, it does have a raid CP of 39,825, and the 100% IVs for Steelix are 1379 and 1724 boosted in snowy or sunny weather. Mega Steelix is a ground and steel type, therefore weak to fighting, ground, fire, and water type attacks. The best counters are Mega Lucario, Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre, Mega Charizard Y, Mega Blaziken, Mega Swampert, Shadow Kyogre, Shadow Groudon, Mega Garchomp, and Therian Landorus. And for budget counters, I would recommend Lucario, Quaquaval, Primarina, Greninja, Conkeldurr, or Kingler. I would recommend 2+ trainers for this raid. Mega Scizor is also an option to raid if you don't have access to Mega Heracross or Pinsir, because it is the 3rd best bug type after these with Fury Cutter and X Scissor. If you do decide to raid this Pokemon, it does have a raid CP of 45,403, and the 100% IVs are 1714 and 2143 boosted in rainy or snowy weather. It is a bug and steel type, therefore it does have only the 1 weakness of fire, but it is double weak to fire. So the best counters are Mega Blaziken, Mega Charizard Y, Shadow Heatran, Shadow Blaziken, Shadow Moltres, Reshiram, Shadow Darmanitan, Mega Charizard X, Shadow Emboar, and Shadow Ho-Oh. And for budget counters, you could go for Blaziken, Chandelure, Darmanitan, Emboar, Delphox, and Charizard. This Pokemon is actually soloable with the best counters at level 40+, but it could be worth taking a second trainer just to be safe. And Mega Lucario is a great one to pick up, because it is the 12th best steel type attacker with Bullet Punch and Aura Sphere, but more importantly, it is the best fighting type attacker in the game with Force Palm and Aura Sphere. This Pokemon is also one of the highest damage dealing Pokemon in the game. And if you do decide to raid it, it has a raid TP of 42,499, and the 100% IVs for Lucario are 1544 and 1930 boosted in cloudy or snowy weather. It's a fighting and steel type, therefore weak to fighting, ground, and fire type attacks. The best counters are Primal Groudon, Mega Lucario itself, Mega Charizard Y, Mega Blaziken, Mega Garchomp, Shadow Groudon, Reshiram, Mega Heracross, Therian Landorus, and Mega Latios. And for budget counters, I would recommend Lucario itself, Delphox, Chandelure, Hisuian Decidueye, Emboar, and Conkeldurr. Again, this raid can be soloed if you do have some of the better counters at level 40+, but if not, do take another trainer and remember to party up for any of these raids. We do also have Mega Metagross, which is making its Pokemon Go debut through its raid day, and this Pokemon is going to be the 4th best steel type attacker in the game, being behind Duskmane Necrozma, Crown Zamazenta, and Crown Zacian at the top. But overall, it is a lot more accessible than all of these, and because it's a steel type Mega, it can boost the damage of the other 3 when in raid battles. So overall, it is going to be a great Pokemon to have. And I will be going through this Pokemon's relevance, how to easily beat it, and other tips for the raid day in a separate video, so do keep an eye out on the channel for that. And if you are struggling to beat any of these raids within the time limit of the raid, there is the option of using Crown Zacian's Behemoth Blade Adventure Effect if you have access to it, because it does increase damage of raid attackers by 10%. But if it's catching the Pokemon after the raid you're struggling with, I would recommend using one of the Kyurem Adventure Effects. Black Kyurem's Free Shock Adventure Effect will increase catch rate by 25%, and its stops the Pokemon from moving around as much, so it is easier to land a throw on a stationary target. Alternatively, you could use White Kyurem's Ice Burn Adventure Effect, which will increase catch rate by 50%, and it will slow down the catch circle when it is small to allow you to more easily land excellent throws. Now, all of this is great, but if you are a free-to-play player, or if you're just limited on the amount of raids you can do during this event, there are some ways you can prioritize what to go after. So as this is an 8-day event, you do have a total of 8 free passes to use across the event. I would recommend keeping the pass from the Tuesday to take into Origin Dialga Raid Hour on the Wednesday, the 1st of October, so you can use 2 passes during this time. I recommend this because of its meta relevance, but also if you don't have access to Roar of Time, because this adventure effect does allow you to pause the timer of premium items such as Incense, Star Pieces and Lucky Eggs, so it is really powerful and definitely worth having at least one Origin Dialga that can do this. And as you do need Dialga Candy to use it, raiding Origin Dialga or the Altered Dialga is even more valuable. Other than this, I would make sure you raid enough Mega Lucario to get enough Mega Energy to Mega Evolve Lucario for the first time if you haven't done already, because it is one of the best damage dealers as I mentioned before. This will take 1 or 2 raids depending on how quickly you beat the raid, and unless you power up any of these Pokemon, they aren't going to be much use. So here is how you can maximize candy during this event. Well, normally you do get 3 candy for catching a Pokemon regardless of the throw, but because of the candy bonuses from the global challenge, you will get 4 candy for a nice throw, 5 for a great throw, and 6 for an excellent throw. And with a Pinat Berry, that'll be 12 candy and 14 candy with a Silver Pinat Berry. Not only that, but you can Mega Evolve a Pokemon that shares a type with the Pokemon you're catching to increase the amount of candy, Candy XL, and XP you get per catch. And with this being a Steel type event, I would highly recommend Mega Evolving any of these Steel types, but for the best pick, I would go for Mega Lucario, because it is also a strong counter for itself, Mega Steelix, and both Dialga. And if you can, do remember to Mega Evolve a Pokemon that is at the max Mega level so you can get more candy, XP, and chance for Candy XL. And trading can also get you extra candy depending on the distance between the locations where the 2 Pokemon were caught. But this season, because of the seasonal bonus, every trade will get you an extra candy and a guaranteed Candy XL. This Candy XL won't stack with the Candy XL from distance, however. And during this event, you can benefit from Trade Days, which is a mini event that happens on Sundays only during this season, and it offers these trading bonuses: +1 special trade, increased chance for lucky trades, minus 10% Stardust cost for trades, and you'll get +2 Candy XL from trades. Do note as well that catching a Pokemon from a 5-star raid during Raid Hour this season will get you 1 rare Candy XL per catch because of the seasonal bonus. Not only that, but because of the level 3 global challenge rewards, we will also get 1 guaranteed rare Candy XL from winning in-person max battles. So when this is unlocked, it's well worth going around doing 1-star max battles because you can do more of these per day because they are cheaper to join and they are the easiest to beat, so a great way to farm some rare Candy XL, which can be turned into Candy XL for any Pokemon of your choice. And not only candy, but you do need Stardust to power Pokemon up. Unfortunately though, this event doesn't really offer any bonuses for Stardust, so it is only Trubbish that's going to get you extra Stardust if you catch it. However, there are quite a few ways you can get extra XP, which is going to be beneficial if you want to get some of these avatar items from level 41 to 50 that will be retired when the leveling update goes live on the 15th of October. And you're also going to need more XP to level up to level 80 as well. Now, the Global Challenge level 2 bonus does give us 5,000 additional XP for winning raids, and you will be getting an extra 3,000 XP because of the XP celebration event. So you will be getting 18,000 XP per 5-star and mega raid during this event. This will be 36,000 with a lucky egg active, so Origin Dialga Raid Hour and Mega Metagross Raid Day in particular will be very lucrative because the raid boss spawns on all gyms during that time. So you will be able to get more raids done within the time limit of a lucky egg. The XP celebration event does also get you 2 times catch XP for nice throws or better, and it gets you an extra 3,000 XP when beating max battles. So this one can really be taken advantage of during this event. And the Go Pass can also help you get more XP. This is because if you reach tier 25, you will get these bonuses, and this allows you to interact with more friends per day and potentially get more friendship level increases per day. And for getting the best friends, you do get 100k XP, which is going to be 150k XP this season because of the seasonal bonus. And if you use a lucky egg, that'll be 300k XP per best friend. And if you did find this video helpful, then I recommend checking out this video on the screen next, and I'll catch you in the next one.